Hello, students. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So, in the last class, we studied about the demand and the elasticity. So we studied some products are demand elastic, some products are demand inelastic, some are unitary elastic. So between the products, we can compare. So the different products have different elasticity, and the consumer response is different to a price change. Now we will see even with a product, same product. So at the higher price, the demand elasticity is different from the price at the lower price. So consumers' responsiveness change with the product price. So in this example, so you can see in this example, so at the higher price, you can see demand is elastic. At the lower price, the demand is inelastic. From the table, also the demand is schedulo curve. So the first slides say the schedule, the price and quantity, each price, how much both quantity demanded. So from that price change and quantity demanded change, we can calculate the elasticity. So the elasticity coefficient formula is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. So at the upper the upper portion is the demand curve, upper left portion. At the higher price, for the $1 change, 1 rupee change, then percentage will be low. The price percentage change in the price is very low at the higher price for even 1 rupee. So change is 1 rupee, but divided by the price. So higher price. So then the percentage change in the price is low. But if you see that higher price, the quantity is low. So increase in 1 unit quantity is the 1 unit change divided by lower of quantity demanded. Then percentage change in the quantity is high. So at the higher price, so percentage change in the quantity is low, percentage change in the price is low, percentage change in the quantity is high, because the denominator. So in the coefficient equation, percentage change in quantity divided by the percentage change in price. So in the demand curve, upper left portion, so the percentage change in quantity is high, percentage change in price is low per unit change. So then the elasticity coefficient say the value is high. So in a product demand curve, so at the higher price, the elasticity is more. So elastic demand up to some price. So the demand is elastic. Then in the demand curve, bottom right portion, the price is low, but quantity is high. So then price is low mean 10 per a change per unit change per dollar or per rupee change. Then percentage is it's high. So percentage change in the price is high because lower price. Then 1 unit change in the price will give higher percentage in the price, but quantity is high. So the 1 unit change in the quantity will give lower percentage. So in the coefficient formula, the numerator, the percentage change in the quantity is low. The denominator, that is percentage change in the price is high. So numerator is low, denominator is high. Then coefficient will be lower value. So the same demand curve, the bottom, lower bottom right portion demand curve has inelastic demand. So if we mathematically show the formula, coefficient formula, the percentage change in the quantity divided by percentage change in price, that we can say delta Q over, we can simplify, rearrange delta Q over delta P, that is slope of the demand. So delta Q over delta P is slope of the demand multiplied by price over Q. So if we say this is a linear demand curve, the example is so delta Q over delta P will not change in any point of the demand curve. Slope is same, but P over Q is changing. So in the upper portion of the demand curve, price is high, Q is low. So delta Q, delta P will not change in any point. The P over Q in the upper portion is higher price, lower Q, then that value is high. So the delta Q, delta Q over delta P into Q is high. So coefficient of elasticity is large in the lower portion of the demand curve. Slope delta Q delta P same as the upper portion, the slope is same, but price is low, Q is high. So delta Q over delta P into P over Q. That P over Q is lower value. So then the elasticity value is low. So along the demand curve, the elasticity of demand is changing. So the consumer responsiveness to a price change is changing. When the price is high, a small change in the drop in the price, consumer will buy more. When the price is very low, even the price drop, the same unit drop, the consumer will buy. The consumer change and the responsiveness to the price change is low. They will buy more, but it's not like they response when the price is high. So elasticity, it's different between among the commodities, and also in the same commodity elasticity, it's different with the price along the demand curve. So now we will see what are the factors determine the elasticity, determinant of elasticity. So, first factor, substitutability. So, for each product, there are substitute. Some product, there are few substitute. Some product, there is no substitute. So, for a product, if we have more substitute, then that product has the higher elasticity. The demand is more elastic. So if we have more substitute for a product, that product elasticity will be high, or that product demand is more elastic. Now if you see the candies, chocolate, so there are many varieties of chocolates. So then if the price low, one particular chocolate, then they will buy more because they will buy less. This price, this chocolate become relatively cheap. So they will buy more. The other chocolate become relatively expensive. So when there is more substitute, the consumer will substitute the relatively lower price chocolate to relatively expensive price chocolate. Then this particular chocolate price increase, then this particular chocolate become relatively expensive. So then they will substitute other chocolates for this relatively expensive chocolate. Now we have meat, chicken, mutton, beef, like that. So if the mutton price goes up, then we will buy less the mutton and we substitute chicken for mutton. We will buy more chicken because the mutton price increase, the mutton price become relatively expensive, chicken price become relatively cheap. So we always substitute relatively cheap product to the relatively expensive. So if there is no mutton or no beef, in that place only chicken is available, then demand will not decrease much if the chicken price goes up. So because in that place there is no other meat available. So if there is meat available, then if the price goes up, we will substitute the relatively cheaper one. So the number of substitutability determine the elasticity of demand. Now the petrol, so there is no perfect substitute. There are substitute now, become renewable energy, become a substitute for the petrol, but not perfectly substitute. Now the battery car with the battery is coming, but earlier there is no substitute. So because the petrol price goes up, then the petrol price earlier lower price. So then the scientists, they don't want to develop the new technology like battery car. But when the petrol price goes up, then they develop the new technology with the battery car. So if there is very more close substitute, then petrol price goes up, demand will decrease a lot. But still there is no perfect substitute. Substitutes are less. only. So then even price goes up, people will not reduce much the quantity demanded. So the number of substitute determine the price elasticity of demand. More substitute, more elastic demand. Less substitute, the inelastic demand. So other factors, proportion of income. So the product price, it's the what is the portion of income is the product price, determining the elasticity of demand. So now the laptop or automobile vehicle, car are larger portion of our income or our wealth. So if it is a larger portion of our income is the particular product price, then if that particular product price drop, then we will buy more. If that particular product price increase, we reduce the quantity demanded much. So if the product price is larger portion of our income, then demand will be elastic. If the product price is larger portion of our income, then if that product price change, we will respond more. So if it a larger portion of our income, if the price increase of that product, we will reduce that product demand much. But for a product, the price is similar portion of our income, then if the price goes up or if the price fall down, we are not reducing or increasing much of that product demand purchase. So that for that product demand is inelastic. So if the price of product is a smaller portion of income, then if that product price change, we respond less. But for a product, the portion of the price of the product is a larger portion of our income. If that product price change, we respond more. If that price decrease, we will buy more. If that price increase, we will buy less. So the product price, but the portion of income of that price determine the elasticity. So the price relative to so luxury versus necessity also determine the demand elasticity. So some goods are necessity goods. We need to survive or live. Necessity goods. Some are luxury goods. That is not necessity for our day-to-day life. So if it is necessity goods, we always buy that one. So if the price even price increase, we will not reduce much the quantity demanded because it is necessity goods. So even price increase, we will not reduce the quantity demanded. So that product elasticity is demand elasticity is inelastic. That product demand is inelastic demand because necessity goods. Even price increase, we will buy, but we will not reduce the purchase much. So but luxury goods, it's not necessity. Then if the price increase, we decrease the quantity demanded. In the opposite, if the price go down, we will buy more luxury goods. So now the smartphone become a necessity goods, but earlier it's maybe considered as a luxury goods. If the price go down, we will buy more. So like that, some product are luxury goods. So going to restaurant to eat, it's a like a luxury goods. So home meal and restaurant meal. So if the restaurant people increase the price, the customers, they reduce the quantity demanded by customers. The people go to restaurant will be brought down much. So home meal, restaurant meal. So home meal. So luxuries versus necessity goods. So luxury goods are more elastic goods. More the demand for luxury goods are more elastic. So gasoline or petrol, it's a necessity goods. So even the price increase, people want to buy. People will not produce much. So time also determine the elasticity of demand. So when a price change for some commodity, the consumer will not change much in the short period. So if a particular, so if the chicken price or mutton price increase, so mutton price increase, the consumer for a short period, for a week or for a month, they will not reduce the purchase of mutton. They always prefer mutton to chicken. Then even mutton price increase for a few weeks, they will not reduce the quantity demanded or purchase of mutton. But later they will realize they are spending more money to the mutton, then they will shift to chicken because chicken is relatively cheap because mutton price increase. So after 1 month or 2 months, they will shift to chicken. They will buy less mutton. So then you can see in the short period, demand elasticity, it's inelastic or low, but in the long run, the demand become more elastic. So time also influence the elasticity of demand. So more elastic in long run. So these are the 4 determinants determine the elasticity of demand. So now why the elasticity is important? Why we calculate or measure the elasticity of demand? There say we apply that elasticity. So now for example, if you see for the agriculture product, why the demand is because of inelastic demand, so why the price is fluctuating in the market. So you can see the green chili, sometime kilogram 100 rupees, sometime 2000, 3000 rupees because the inelastic of demand. So you can see the vegetable or fish or chicken. So any these agriculture products, the price is fluctuating higher than any electronic goods or any manufacturing goods or any service. So that if you go to haircut salon, the the price is not changing much. So over the month, some increase based on the cost of production of the living cost. But in the vegetable market, you can see every day price is different, and also sometimes very large change in the price. So because of the inelastic demand of the agriculture product. So because of perishable product, agriculture demand is inelastic. So if it is, we can store like that other product, then so that is related to supply. So necessity goods. So why agriculture product is inelastic? Because of necessity goods. For living we need. So because of inelastic demand for agriculture commodity, it is necessity goods, then the demand is inelastic. So if sometime harvest is the weather condition was good, more farmers cultivate the particular product, then supply is more to the market. So we can see the price may be lower than the cost of production. So definitely farmers will lost, but they have to sell it because it's perishable good. So that is why sometimes they sell green chili 100 rupees or 50 rupees. So, but cost of production for that farmer may be 200 rupees per kilogram, but he has to sell even 100 rupees because perishable product he cannot take home. So even if he didn't sell it, he lose everything. But then he sell even lower price. But other products, they will not do like that. They can store it. They can keep it. So other products. So then large crop yield, we can accept the price will go down. So the farmers, government may use, if we know the elasticity of the product, they know what will happen to the price if there is a large crop yield. And excise tax. So this is useful for the government. Excise tax means sales tax. So government impose tax on the seller for the product they sell. So that is excise tax. So government gets revenue from the taxes. Government income solely depend on only in the tax. So government get revenue from the tax. So but they spend money in the provide the public goods. So education, health, several infrastructure development. So they need money for that development. So they get revenue from the tax. But they want to know in which product, if they increase that tax, they can get more revenue. So they will choose the product from which they can get more revenue if they impose tax. So they will choose the product that has inelastic demand. If it is inelastic demand, so we earlier studied the revenue test, total revenue test. So for the commodity that has inelastic demand, then if we increase the price, total revenue increase, because inelastic demand, even price increase, they will not produce quantity demanded much. So total revenue increase. So that is why then every year in the budget, the government increase the price for cigarette, liquor, so those commodity. So those are inelastic for the addicted, not the others. So then they will not produce the purchase. So that is why that elasticity of commodity is important for the government to impose that tax and make the revenue. For the budget preparation, they should know the. So now in developing countries, they talk about the legalize the drugs. So because if they ban or something, then it is illegal. If they ban anything, it is illegal. Then if they ban, there are lot of crime increase because it's banned. So the selling and smuggling will happen. So because of ban, there is a profit if they smuggle or anything. So because of that, the lot of crimes are happening. So some countries, they argue in favor of the removing the ban of the drugs. So in USA, some state, they legalize the drugs, so they can buy in the store. Some state, it's still banned. So that the demand elasticity determine if it is drugs, it's inelastic demand. So if we ban the inelastic demand product, then there may be more crimes may happen. So these are some application. So now we studied the demand, the elasticity. Now we will see there are some other demand elasticity. Now we studied only own price elasticity. So cross price elasticity, income elasticity, we will study after the price elasticity of supply. So price elasticity of supply measures suppliers, sellers' responsiveness to a price change of the product. So like demand elasticity, here the price elasticity of supply measures the producer's responsiveness to a price change. So the same, like a same formula, we use the percentage change in quantity supply over percentage change in price. So the producers or sellers responsiveness to a price change we measure by this formula. So here also price elasticity of supply depend on the time or how easily the sellers can see the producer can shift resources among alternative users. So producer will not produce only one product. So he will produce several products. Farmer may produce different crops. So how the elasticity of supply depend on how easily the producer can shift resources between the alternative use. So for all crops, he has to use land, labor, fertilizer, pesticide. So these are the resources. So how like that other manufacturing product firm also produce different products. So then how easily the producer can shift the resources among alternatives that determine the price elasticity of supply. So that how easily they shift the resources between the alternative products or users depend on that time also. So then how easily shift the product depend on the resources depend on that time. So we categorize the time like market period, short run, long run. So market period mean when the price change immediately how the producer will respond. That is immediately. So very short time. That time we call market period. So for agriculture product, so when the price change, the seller cannot change immediately any supply. So they need time to produce and supply. So we can say that immediately after price change, the producer will not respond immediately after price change. So we can say the supply is perfectly inelastic. Perfectly inelastic means even price change, there is no change in the quantity supply. So the supply curve is vertical supply. Even price change, there is no increase. If the price increase, there is no increase in the supply. Producer cannot supply immediately after price change. There is market period. Immediately price increase. So they need time to supply. So we can say for a producer supply, per particular producer, farmer supply curve may be inelastic. So he said tomato producer. So if the price increase immediately, he cannot supply more. So his supply curve may be perfectly inelastic. So but other products we cannot say perfectly inelastic supply. So if manufacturing products or some, they maintain store. So in the store they can have. So if the price increase, that seller or producer bring more quantity to the market to sell. So it can have so elastic supply but not perfectly inelastic supply in the market period. So some product the seller can respond, but the response is not large. So even inventory they have in the store, only limited amount they have. So only that they can bring to the market if the price goes up. But agriculture product, the producer cannot produce more. So that is so in the market period for the agriculture product we can say almost the perfectly inelastic supply. But for the agriculture product short run, so short run means some input is fixed. Time is not enough to increase or decrease some fixed input. So land, farmer land, if the price increase for the tomato, the time is not enough to buy new land or new machinery to increase the production. But time is enough to hire more labor, to apply more fertilizer, more pesticide, like that. Other way, we can increase the production and supply. So, short run mean at least some of the input or at least one input is fixed. So, that fixed input normally land size and the some machinery also. So, the short run, he can use fixed input more intensively. So land now can be used more intensively using more variable inputs like fertilizer, labor, pesticide, right? So in the short run, for the price change increase somewhat, the seller will respond. He will produce and sell more. But so then the short run we can see that there is a response by the seller. So demand is maybe little elastic. So in the long run, so they have enough time. So all the input they can change. So there is no fixed input. He has enough time to buy land and machinery and use more other inputs. So in the long run, he can adjust. So the supply is more elastic. For a same price change, in the long run, the seller or producer can produce and sell more. So in the long run, the farmer responds more for the same price change. The same price change in short run, their response is less. They can use variable input more and produce and supply. But immediately the price change, they cannot change anything. So market period. So that time determine how easily the seller shift the resources among the alternative products. So you can see if the market period is perfectly immediately after price change, the supply curve is perfectly inelastic. So if the demand increase, price increase, no change in the quantity supply. But in the short run, you can see supply is inelastic because response is less for the price. The same price now they respond little but less. So short run supply is inelastic. So for the price change, there is a response to the quantity supply. So in the long run, For the same price change, they wants more product he produce and bring to the market supply. So application of price elasticity of supply. So we know some product in the auction. So something. So Mahatma Gandhi used product or Steve Jobs. So like that. So the queen used some product. If they bring to the auction, so some painting, famous artist paintings. So its supply is limited, only few. So if they bring to the auction, so some basic people will pay million dollars and buy because the limited supply. So only the available in the market. So it can be perfectly inelastic. Some products only one item is there. So some antiques. So when the price goes up, they search and bring some more item. So it can be inelastic supply or perfectly inelastic supply. So depend on the demand, price will go up. So if there is strong demand, then result in higher price. So that is why we see some product prices very high. That is especially these antiques. So, but some antiques that same product we can reproduce. Then for that type of product, there is a elastic supply. We can reproduce. Then the price will go down. So now if there is no ban for the movie CD, then what will happen? CD price will be very low price. So that is why in India, so they ban CD. The movie CD you cannot buy in their store. Reproducible, then the supply is more elastic for that product. So for antiques that cannot be reproduced, then supply is inelastic. So the price, if there is strong demand, then price will go for the higher price. Why the gold is more volatile? So you can see like agriculture product, the gold price also sometimes goes very high, sometimes there is a drop in the gold price also. So why it's so volatile? Because the supply is inelastic. Demand is increased, but not sometimes it's increase. Yeah, demand also sometimes increase. So mainly because of inelastic supply, if there is a change in the demand, then price will go up. If the demand decrease, price will go down. So mainly due to the inelastic supply or a small change in the demand, the price goes up or price go down. Then volatile. So by So we know supply depend on the production. So if the supply elasticity determined by the how easily ship the resources. So gold mining is consuming lot of cost and also timing. So if the gold price increase, the gold mining industry, they cannot mine more, so it takes lot of process. So they had the cost is high and the mining is not easy. So there are lot of process from the mining to bring as a gold. So the supply is even the gold, the storing also expensive. So we cannot, even our house, we take lot of measures to protect, store that gold. So then very big industry, how mining industry, how they should protect. So it's additional cost for them. So the supply is inelastic. So if the demand increase, then gold price goes up. So if there is a war or something, then people don't believe on the money value. So then if there is a inflation, so price goes up. Then if we keep the money as a note, that value go down. So normally, but they buy gold. If they keep gold, that is globally accepted a product, so it will not change. So then gold price also goes up. So your wealth will not decrease if you keep as a money. So if there is a war, political instability, so in the globe, so the people buy dollar and the people sell dollar and buy gold. So that time the gold price will go up. So then we will see cross elasticity of demand. So how the consumer responds to the quantity demanded for the price change in other products, related products, that is cross elasticity of demand. The same formula, percentage change in quantity demanded of product X divided by percentage change in price of product Y. So cross price elasticity of demand also useful for the producer or government also. So application. So we will see in the next class how why this cross price elasticity of demand important, why we should measure that elasticity. So now 9 o'clock, so I will stop here. Hello, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir.